Hey friends, how's it going? It's been a long time since I made a video, I know that much. Life's been interesting. I think my last one was like I quit my job and started a data boot camp. Oh, and that was fun, right? So yeah, I guess I did that in July. And that was a good experience, interesting experience. I would say it helped me get my current position working at one of the US's top universities. But also my experience in customer service has helped me because my job is a lot of relationship management. So there we go. Um, gosh. And during that time, oh my gosh, yeah. So there's a lot that's happened in the past week. There's a lot that's happened in the last few months. Um, but just thinking I don't know, just thinking, I don't know, I just got on here. I'm crocheting at the moment. Yeah, like the big, not the biggest one, guys, but this one is big. Crocheting at the moment and just chatting. Just wanted to say something, put some ideas out there, maybe get some advice, honestly. Um, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and crochet. So I have, let's see. So I was hoping to get this like Verizon apprenticeship, but that didn't work out. And so it just left me like looking for positions. And my friend sent me something at her university and was just like, hey, this position is open. Come, check it out if you want to. So I did. I applied. The manager was like, "Oh, apply for this one too, because this job is open on our team now." So I applied for both, interviewed for both, and got one. Um, I, w- I think with job descriptions and even talking, you never know what you're going to get into until you get into the job, right? Into the door. So that's kind of what's going on now. I've been there for I don't know, like a month and a half at least, which is crazy. I've done so much since I joined with them. That's good. Um, and then so I was supposed to be moving one apartment, thought it was going to be fine. Application fee, it was not fine. When I went there and I just kicked myself because I was like, I should have seen it before. And I lived there before, so I just thought like, okay, the other apartment, this is a new apartment, is going to be updated. It was updated, but like things like the floor was kind of questionable. And I was like, I don't know. And then also the I don't know, representative, whatever, representative from the apartment, she's just started talking about, insects that come in. And fine, I understand insects do find themselves inside. But when you make it a topic of conversation, I'm just like, okay. And so I was like, that doesn't seem right. And then, I don't know, things happen with paperwork, stuff never, I mean, they got to us like the day that we're supposed to be moving into someplace else, which we got the keys for this place. We started moving in, and I saw insects coming out of places. We only had been in there for like a few hours, um, and not no, not even a few hours, like less than 1 hour, I would say, because we went to just drop stuff off. Because we're like, okay, give ourselves time to move things over, and then like we'll be fine. But I was so uncomfortable with that. Um, I was just like, okay, hey, I'm seeing insects. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is normal. And of course, property management is like, oh yeah, it's normal. Um, our climate. I'm surprised you've never seen them before. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen them before, but they're not like kind of one over here and then another one trailing out over here. And then something else is over here and then a spider is over here. I'm like, yeah, no, that I I've not had that issue before, and it's I don't know. It's an ongoing situation right now, and actually ended up staying in our current apartment because we were like in between, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you can." I had wish I'd known I could have. We could have just said, "Hey, we want to what's it called? Cancel our notice and like just move forward." If I'd known that, because I've not lived like gotten my own apartment on my own. I've always had like a roommate who did it, or I've lived in houses. Like I've never like apartments for me are just like uncomfortable in many ways, and like I think property management for me in some ways makes it uncomfortable, and the whole corporate vibe and all that stuff. And if you do this wrong, then X will happen, and it's like you can make a genuine mistake and it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I mean, there's no compassion, but I mean, it's a corporation, so like, I, anyway. So yeah, so that's going on at the moment of like what they're going to say about us not moving in. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to cost a lot of money. I don't have money, um, so I'm just like super stressed about that. And anyway, that's my business right now. But just all that to just really put it out there and just yeah, so whatever. So, I mean, this whole, I guess, like searching for an apartment, thinking it's a good one, and just like then not being sure. I mean, yeah, they're like, we've sprayed, we've cleaned, we'll come back and clean again. I'm just like, it's like once you see what's going on, you're like, okay, is this something I'm going to be fighting for a whole year? I mean, yeah, they say, oh, well, so an expert come and spray it and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so all this just got me thinking of like how much I just want my own freedom. And for me, freedom comes will come is like in the form of like financial independence, running my own thing, whatever that means, running my own store or online business, passive income or semi-passive. I don't think anything's really passive. But just things like that of like, how can I make my life better? um, Increase my income streams, increase my income, those things. Like how can I do that so that experiences like these, like when they happen, well, first of all, I not that the more money you spend, and this wasn't a cheap place to live, but like, just being able to say, okay, spending a certain amount of money will give me a certain quality of like housing, for example. Um, and then just it just being able to say, all right, like I want to go and have like take a trip somewhere, and not just a trip, like I want to maybe like live someplace for a little bit. I mean, I have, well, there's my husband's country, those sort of things. Like we want to go back there, but I'm like, what can I do right now to have freedom? The type of freedom where I am not like working for someone at a desk, but just being able to freely create the things I want to create and have those, be just just be what supports my lifestyle. Because right now I'm just feeling like just so vulnerable. Wow, can I say that? In many ways, especially with this experience this week, and um, yeah, and just feeling like I have a lot of work to do in order to take care of this thing and wrap this thing up. And kind of like dragging my husband into it. I know, yeah, anyway. And just those sort of things are just like really not being comfortable with continuing to move into this place, and just, what does that look like? Um, and I just think like, you know what, if I had I don't know, not $1 million, but where it's like, oh, if I had money to just, do the thing, live in the place I want, um, or even when something arises, just like have that money to say, you know what, this is a bad mistake. Here you go. Here's the money. Like moving forward, that sort of thing. Like I want the freedom to do those sorts of things, not like throw money away, but I want to choose the life I want as much as possible rather than saying, well, this is how it is. Let me deal with it. Like, no, we shouldn't have to just accept something because someone says, well, this is how it is. That's what I was told. It was just like, well, that's how it is. This is where we live. I'm surprised you haven't seen these insects before, whatever. And I'm just like, yeah, I've seen them, but like not not like that. Not like that, like back to back to back. And not like you go outside and there's a few dead outside your door and uh, you're climbing on the door and you're just like, this is not okay. Like, I mean, and it's like, oh yeah, we spray outside, but then it's just like they clearly didn't clean something. I mean, there were spider webs everywhere. It was, yeah, yeah. Anyway. So, I mean, I think they get you, anyway. At any rate, the decision has been made. I mean, I will be happy when this whole process is over with completely, and it should be fine by like the end of the year. But right now, it just doesn't feel good. And sometimes you do things and they just don't feel good, and this decision is made, and you need to move forward. But anyway, I was just thinking how much I don't know, like I don't feel, and especially like living in America as well. That's a whole nother ball game for another day, right? But it's just like this is how you. It's not even like dealing with people; it's really dealing with the company. Um, and there are rules. Obviously, I don't want to bring. I don't. I'm not trying to say like I need special treatment, but it's just like I think my expectation as someone who has worked in customer service for a long time, currently working in relationship management. I mean, yeah, it's just like for me, the standard is high, and it's just like the things that need to be done before, say, someone moves in or when a customer comes, like it's important. Like you need not perfection, no, but like it needs to be like pretty on point. Like that's your first impression. So anyway, like this experience just got me thinking. Like I don't want to be treated as if like, well, this is how it is, and you're going to take it, and if not, well, whatever, whatever the consequences are. Um, I just don't want to go through that something like that again. Like it's not been great. Like yeah, I'm sure I'm wrong in some ways. Um, but at the same time, I'm like, do you not see the problem here? So anyway, so this has all got me thinking of, what do I want for my life? What does freedom look like? What can I create for myself? Um, yeah, I mean, just what can I create for myself to have that freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Yeah, all that stuff. So anyway, if anyone has any great ideas out there, I'm taking some time now to just write things down, figure things out, not only make plans but take action because I've been here many times before of like, oh, I want freedom and I want to do things, but I've never really done them and I need to do them. Like it's past time. It's more than past time. And so yeah, I mean, looking for an accountability partner and someone who understands, what's needed, truly needed. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have to say. And also the back here, choo choo, these are actually from Guinea. Um, Actually, there were pictures behind us, and then when we started moving, we took them down. And then yesterday I said, let me put something on the wall because the walls have nothing on them. Um, that's how like far we were into the moving, and I just yeah. I mean, It felt awful. I still feel awful, but I have to move forward. I have to move forward. There's no, like, what can I do? I can't change what's happened. I can only learn from it and never do it again. Um, yeah. Anyway, so thank you for listening or watching, all those things. I'll be back again someday with something to say. But yeah, if you have any ideas, for people, mm, I don't know, someone who wants to live that digital nomad life, give me, send me a message. Bye.